Hello, welcome to the first episode of a series of videos where I play Marvel Champions, a living card game designed by Fantasy Flight Games, where you take your some of your favorite Marvel characters and you go against some of their best villains, scenarios, and some crazy stuff. So right now we are going against one of the introductory villains, Rhino, with Peter Parker in a Justice deck. I'm not going to go over all the rules, but I will explain some of the things as I am playing. I may make a video in the future um, about how to play the game, but right now let's just get into it. I'll shuffle the encounter deck and the hero deck and go from there. Now, if you're new to the game, the main goal is to defeat the villain in two stages, 1 and 2. If you're playing on expert, then you go from 2 to 3, and you bring their health points to 0, and you have to also maintain their main scheme, which is this. And then shuffle the encounter deck. And if your health points reach 0, or if the main scheme reaches its max allotted number per person, then you lose. All right. So first thing, draw our hand size of 6 and decide what we want to keep or redraw some cards. So we're definitely keeping a double. We're going to keep one way or another. Probably going to keep Spider Sense. And we will keep Overwatch. I will not probably keep Web of Life and Destiny right now since we don't have any of our WebWare allies, or Monica Chain right now because we don't have our little combo that we want to do. So we're going to keep these 4, and then we will draw 2 more. We get a Spider Tracer, and we get Warrior of the Great Web. All right. So first thing I think I want to do is probably play one way or another for 0. And it says, I'm sorry, I have to flip up to hero form to do this. So I have to search the encounter deck for a side scheme, reveal that side scheme, and then I get to draw 3 cards. So I will go through the encounter deck and pick a side scheme that I want to come out. Breaking and Taken seems alright. Let's do Crowd Control. That has less threat. So we'll shuffle that up. That comes into play with a max of 2 per player. So it comes into play with 2 threat. And it has a crisis icon, which means I have to remove this threat first before I can remove any threat from the main scheme. So I pulled the side scheme out, and then I get to draw 3 cards. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's a lot better. All right. I think what I'm going to do is use my Power of Justice, which it's only going to count as 1 resource right now, and my double energy to play for my Helicarrier, which I can exhaust Helicarrier, choose a player, reduce the resource cost, the next card that player plays by 1. And I think okay. So what I think I will do is just I want to discard, but I don't want to play anything. So I think at the end of my turn, before I do that though, I will thwart 1 off of crowd control. using Spider-Man's one thwart. I don't have anything I want to play right now, but I want to keep most of my hand. So at the end of my turn, I'm going to discard Warrior of the Great Web. And then I will end my turn with these 4 cards in my hand. I will ready back up, draw back up to max hand size, which is Aunt May. And then it is now Rhino's turn. First thing we do is add a threat per person to the main scheme, which is 1. Rhino is going to attack. I will defend using his 3 defense. Spider-Man has an interrupt. Whenever a villain initiates an attack against you, I draw a card. So I'll draw a card. He has an attack of 2, but he gets a boost card. So he gets 0, so I take no damage. Then I get an encounter card, which is Charge, attached to Rhino, Force Interrupt. When Rhino attacks, this attack gains Overkill. So next attack, he will have 5 damage coming my way, at least. So it's back to my turn. Best thing I can do right now is use Helicarrier to reduce the cost of a card by 1. I will use Aunt May, my Spider Tracer, and enhance Spider Sense to pay for Webbed Up. Which has a forced interrupt. I attach to an enemy, max 1 per enemy. When attached enemy would attack, I discard that instead, then I stun the enemy. So I get 2 free turns without him attacking me. I'm going to keep my double strength and Overwatch for now. Or let's play Overwatch on crowd control. So it's an upgrade. I attach to a scheme, and then it has an interrupt. When any amount of threat is removed from attached scheme by a thwart, I discard this card, and then I remove an equal amount of threat from a different scheme. So I'm going to attach that to crowd control. Keep my double. That way, when I clear crowd control, I can remove some threat from the main scheme. I'm going to ready up, draw back up to my max hand size of 5. 3, 4, and 5. Okay. All right, so we got a web warrior now. First thing we do is add threat to the main scheme. Goes up to 2. Rhino would attack. We discard Webbed Up. He is now stunned. Then we get our encounter card. It is a Hydra Bomber. Choose to either take 2 damage or place 1 threat on the main scheme. Let's take a damage. So we'll go from 10 to 9. And then it is our turn again. Now, we are going to we're going to use Helicarrier to reduce our next card by 1. We are going to use our strength to play Spider-Man, Hobie Brown. Now, we do have... Ooh, I can't play him right now because Spider-Man is not considered a web warrior. So, in that case, that sucks. That's why I need those other web warrior cards. Darn. So we'll put the strength back in our hand. We definitely need to clear off crowd control. We're going to discard this. Discard crowd control. 1 gets removed from here. We do not have any of our attacks, which is our swinging web kicks right now. I think what I'm going to have to do is end my turn. We have our max hand size. We'll just have to go to the next turn. So 1 threat goes on to the main scheme, Rhino would attack, but he is stunned. If we remove the stun, the Hydra Bomber is going to attack us. We're just going to take the 1 damage. We get our encounter card. Ooh, it's an assault. So, the villain attacks. So the villain is going to attack me. He has a max, or not, a minimum of 5 damage right now because he's going to get a boost card. We are going to take it because we have our backflip, which is a 0-cost event. When you would take any amount of damage from an attack, prevent all of that damage. So we're going to just take the attack. So it's 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2, which is 7. And then we discard our backflip to take no damage. At the end of this attack, discard this charge card. So his attack is back down to 0. Or 2, sorry. Alright. That was the encounter card, and it's back to our turn again. Alright. So we have to do something here. Let's see. So we're definitely going to just take out the Hydra Bomber. And I kind of just want to discard Enhanced Spider Sense. No, I'll discard Hobie Brown. Keep these 2. Hopefully get something here. We'll ready up, draw 2. Alright, we got our Ingenuity, which really doesn't help us right now. Alright, so I already did the encounter. He's going to attack. I'm going to just take it. So 2 plus 0, which is 2. I go from 8 to 6. Encounter card is the villain attacks me. Oh boy, getting beat up. Let's take it again. So 2 plus 1 is 3. We go to 3. And then it is our turn again. We're not drawing any attacks, which is the problem. We're going to thwart for 1. I think we have to flip down back to our alter ego, which is Peter Parker, because we have to start recovering our health back. Yeah. So we'll end our turn there. We have a hand size of 5 right now. We get to draw 1 more card. Hey, it's Surveillance Team. Okay. Alright. So we can start moving threat at least now. Alright, so 1 is going to go back onto the main scheme. Rhino is going to scheme for 1 plus the boost card, which is 0. So it goes up to 4. We get our encounter card, which is the villain schemes. Rhino is going to scheme for 1 plus a boost card, which is 1, so 2. So it is at 6 now. We are 1 away from losing. And then it's our turn. Alright. So, first thing we're going to do is recover 3 to go back up to 6 health. Next thing we're going to do is use a double to pay for Surveillance Team, which comes into play with 3 Snoop counters. And those Snoop counters, I get to remove 1 Snoop counter and remove a threat from a scheme. Okay. We use our double here to pay for Ingenuity, which is a resource generator. It says only play if you have your Genius, max 1 player. I can exhaust Ingenuity to generate a resource. Well, we definitely need to flip back up because Rhino has to attack us. We're going to exhaust Surveillance Team remove a snoop counter, remove one threat from the main scheme. All right. Then what we're going to do is ready up, draw back up to 5. There's our swinging web kicks. So it's 3, 4, and 5. Nick Fury. There we go. That's some good. There we go. Now, one goes on the main scheme. Rhino's going to attack us. We have to take it. 2 plus 1 is 3. We go back down to 3. We get our encounter card. It says, I am confused. Okay. All right. Actually, wait. Hold on. Let's not do that. So this is out. I have Enhanced Spider Sense. So when I'm Enhanced Spider Sense, when a treachery card is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel its one revealed effect. I believe I'm going to use Helicarrier to reduce this to 0 and play it so I can cancel that so I don't become confused. Alright. So it is my turn now. Time to start doing stuff. Okay. So we're not going to be able to do damage to Rhino. We have to start clearing the main scheme. So what I'm going to do is use Ingenuity to produce a mental resource and these 3 resources to play for Nick Fury. Nick Fury has a force response. After Nick Fury enters play, choose 1, remove 2 threat from the main scheme, draw 3 cards, or deal 4 damage to an enemy. At the end of the round, if Nick Fury is still in play, discard him. So, Nick Fury is in play. I think we're going to have to choose to remove 2 threat from a scheme. So we're going to remove 2 threat from the scheme, bring it down to 4. Nick Fury is going to thwart for 2, bring it down to 2. Take a consequential damage from thwarting. And then Spider-Man is going to thwart for 1. And then we will remove a snoop counter from surveillance team and remove the last from that. All right. That's that. We're going to ready up. Draw back up to a max hand size of 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. So we have One Way or Another, Surveillance Team, our Web Shooters, another Webbed Up, and Warrior of the Great Web. Probably should play that now. All right. Now, one goes on to the main scheme. Rhino is going to attack. Nick Fury is going to step in front of Spider-Man and defend. So he is hitting for 2 plus 2, which is 4. Knocks out Nick Fury. Then we get our encounter card, which is our nemesis. Do I have another? I do not. Oh no. So, Shadows of the Past. When revealed, we reveal our set aside nemesis, which is Vulture. We put his side scheme into play, and we shuffle his 3 remaining cards into the encounter deck. All right. So that goes away. Vulture and his side scheme have some activations. Vulture has Quick Strike, which means he attacks when he enters play. I don't get to draw a card from that because that says when the villain attacks. Okay. So Vulture is going to attack for 3. We're going to just defend against it. So nothing happens. Highway Robbery, when revealed, each player places a random card from their hand face down here. So we're going to flip our hand over, shuffle up our cards. And just pick one and put it underneath. Okay. All right. Now it's back to our turn, which we're kind of bad shape. So have to play one way or another. I have to get more cards. So we're going to search the encounter deck for another side scheme. We're going to get Breaking and Taken. I forgot to put the threat on. Highway Robbery comes into play with 3. We're going to get Highway Robbery, which comes into play with 2 on it. We have done no damage to Rhino yet. Oops. But we're going to get there. Alright. I get to draw 3 cards from one way or another. 1, 2, and 3. Alright. Whew. Okay, so going to generate a resource to play our web shooter. Going to use Helicarrier to play our other web shooter. Both of those come into play with 3 web counters. And they each generate a wild resource. I am going to then I have a lot of threat. I'm almost dead. I might be losing this round. All right. I'm going to use a web counter to play Spider Tracer on Vulture. Then what I will do is I will use these 2 and remove another web counter from a web shooter to play Swinging Web Kick on Vulture, which will knock him out. Spider Tracer says, Force Interrupt, when attached minion is defeated, I remove 3 threat from scheme. So let's remove the 3 threat from Highway Robbery. Do I get that card back? Or does it go to the discard? Okay, it goes to my hand. Okay, so I have Surveillance Team in my hand, which I kind of need. Spider Tracer goes away. Oops. Okay. So now I have to ready up. I can, let's flip down. Let's flip down. Okay. Yeah, because I can take some threat on the main scheme. So we're going to ready up. Draw back up to 6. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. We have Homeland Intervention, Ghost Spider, Surveillance Team, Homeland Intervention, Jessica Jones, and Surveillance Team. Okay. So, we have definitely thwarting here. Alright. First things first is 1 threat goes on the main scheme. Rhino is going to scheme for 1 plus 2 is 3. We get 2 encounter cards because of breaking and taking. So we get our first one and our second one. First one is I am confused. Second one is Vulture's Plans. When revealed, discard 1 card at random from each player's hand. Place 1 threat on the main scheme for each different resource type discarded this way. Oof. So that's at 5. That's going to go to 6 here. Alright. Surveillance Team. So 1 threat goes on the main scheme. Where did the 3 go? There we go. Take these 2 off. So that's at 6. This goes away. Alright, back to our turn. So we definitely have all of the resources we need. Um, hmm, 1, 2. Well, we're going to use Peter Parker's resource generator to generate a wild resource, and we're going to use Ghost Spider and Ingenuity. So 1, 2, and 3 play for Jessica Jones. Then we will use a web shooter and a homeland intervention to play for another surveillance team, which comes into play with 3 counters, 3 Snoop counters. Okay. Then what I will do is Jessica Jones gets +1 thwart for each side scheme in play, so there's 1 in play. She is going to thwart out breaking and taking to get that out of here. Takes consequential damage from that. All I have left is a homeland intervention. I exhaust up to 3 shield cards I control and choose a scheme. Remove 2 threat from the scheme for each card exhausted this way. So I'm going to play that for 0. I'm going to exhaust Surveillance Team, and Helicarrier to remove 6 threat, 2, 4, 6 from the main scheme. Alright, so that cleared the board. Now I just have to start doing damage to Rhino. So I'm going to end my turn, ready everything back up, draw back up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I get an extra encounter card this turn because I decked out. Shuffle this up and draw 1 more card. Okay. Draw 1 more card. Monica Chang. Alright. Okay. So this will work with my surveillance team, Monica Chang will. And we have a swinging web kick or backflip one way or another. And our black cat. Alright. So first thing, 1 goes on the main scheme. Rhino's going to scheme for 1 plus 1 is 2, bringing it up to 3. We get our 2 encounter cards. First one is a Hydra Mercenary. He has guard. While this minion is play, you cannot attack the villain. Second one is the villain attacks me. Oh, wait, no, sorry. When in alter ego form, this card gains surge, so I draw another card. Okay, eviction notice. Give this to the Peter Parker player. I may flip to alter ego, which I already am. I exhaust Peter Parker, remove eviction notice from the game, discard a card at random from your hand. This card gains surge, discard this obligation. So, I'm going to exhaust him to remove this from the game. Alright. Back to our turn. Now, we have to start doing damage. We know that. Don't know if there's any more side schemes. Well, there should be, maybe. We'll see. Because I could play one way or another, get another side scheme out, hopefully clear it with Jessica Jones, and then start doing damage. I'll have to do damage to the mercenary first, which he has a health of 3. So let's go ahead and play one way or another. Oh, let's discard from the game. Alright, let's search the encounter deck for a side scheme. There is none left. Nope, none left. So I don't believe I get to draw 3 cards. Alright. Okay. Alright. Well, Ingenuity and Helicarrier are both going to play for Black Cat. After I play Black Cat, discard the top 2 cards of my deck, add each card printed with a mental resource to my hand. So that goes to my hand, and that goes to my hand. Sweet. We are in business. So Jessica Jones and Black Cat are both going to swing at the Hydra Mercenary. Jessica Jones takes a damage. Black Cat takes a damage. We drew our Swinging Web Kick and a Genius for that Black Cat, so we are doing pretty good there. What I want to do now is play Monica Chang. So I'm going to use the Power of Justice, double the number of resources this card generates, paying for a Justice card. We're going to use our last counter on our web shooter here to pay for the 3rd cost for Monica Chang. After Monica Chang enters play, search my deck, hand, and discard pile for a copy of the Surveillance Team support card, put it into play, place 1 Snoop counter on each Surveillance Team I control. So I go get to the 3rd Snoop Surveillance Team. Put it into play. And then I place a Snoop counter on each of them. Shuffle my deck. Put it down. Grab 1 goes on this one. 4 will be on the new one. 1 goes on that one. So 4 will be on 2 of them. Another 2, I do. All right, put these to the side. Okay. All right. Then next thing I will do is, oh, the Hydra Mercenary is gone. Yeah, right. Next thing I will do is use a web shooter counter and my double to play a swinging web kick to deal 8 damage to Rhino, dealing our first damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He is down to 6. I will hold on to our second swinging web kick and our backflip for next turn. And we will ready everything up. Draw to our hand size of 6. 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. First thing is encounter. Main scheme goes up by 1. Rhino is going to attack scheme. He is going to scheme for 2 or 1 plus nothing. So 1 goes on to here. We get our encounter card. When explosion, if bomb scare is in play, assign X damage to among heroes and allies, where X is the number of threat on bomb scare. If bomb scare is not in play, this card gains surge. All right. Armored Rhino suit. Attached to Rhino. When any amount of damage would be dealt to Rhino, place it here instead. Then, if there is at least 5 damage here, discard Armored Rhino. Armored Rhino suit. All right. So 2, 3, 4. All right. So it is our turn. We're going to flip up. We are going to attack Rhino with everybody. That will be 2, 4. We're going to not attack with Black Cat. because we might need a defender next turn. So 2, 4, 5. Monica Chain takes a consequential damage. Spider-Man and Jessica Jones do 2. Monica Chain does 1. Jessica Jones will get knocked out through consequential damage. 5 damage has been dealt to Rhino. The suit is discarded. We are going to remove a Snoop counter from each of the surveillance teams. To remove 3 threat from the main scheme. Bring it back down to 2. All right. Then what we are going to do is we're going to play a double. We're going to use Ingenuity and Helicarrier, and we're going to play Nick Fury. And we're going to use Nick Fury's draw 3 cards ability. So 1, 2, 3. All right, the next thing we're going to do is pay 3, do a swing. Oh, wait. He's at 6. Yeah, we're going to have to. So we're going to use 3 to pay for Swinging Web Kick, deal 8 damage to Rhino, which is going to bring him down to 0 and flip him to his second stage, which increases his health to 15. And he gets a, when revealed, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Break-In and Taken, side scheme, reveal it, and shuffle the encounter deck. So we're going to go find Break-In and Taken, which we know we defeated it, which is here. Then we're going to shuffle the encounter deck. All we got to do is do 2 Swinging Web Kicks to him, and we win. That comes into play with 2 threat. Oh, and place an additional threat here. I think I forgot to do that earlier. Well, I think what I'm just going to do at this point then is hit Rhino for 3, bring him down from 15 down to 12, knock out Black Cat through consequential damage, and then if you take a consequential damage, I'm going to hold on to my hand because I need this backflip, and I want the Swinging Whip Kick. Aunt May can be a resource for next turn. So I'm going to hold on to that. Draw 2, ready everything up. Draw 2 cards. Okay. Homeland Intervention will be good. And Enhanced Spider Sense will be good in case we get a bad encounter card. So, first thing, threat main scheme. Rhino is going to attack. Monica Chang is going to, no, Nick Fury. Nick Fury is going to step in front of it because he's going to go away at the end of the turn. So he's going to hit now for 3 plus a boost card of 1, which is 4, knocks out Nick Fury. We get 2 encounter cards from Breaking and Taken. First one is hard to keep down. Rhino heals 4 damage. If no damage is healed this way, this card gains surge. He's going to heal back up to 15. Next one is Stampede. Rhino is going to attack. If character damages this way, the character is stunned. Monica Chang is going to step in front of this time. So he is going to attack for 3 plus 2 is 5. Monica Chang is knocked out. And it is back to our turn. Now, can we do 15 damage to him? Probably not, but we're going to try. definitely gonna play Homeland Intervention for free. And we are going to exhaust card. All right. Exhaust up to 3 shield cards you control and choose a scheme. Okay. So I can only pick one. Well, I'm definitely gonna exhaust 2 of these to clear off Breaking and Taken. Get that out of here. That way I don't get another encounter card. I'm probably making this game take longer than it should, but new. Alright, first thing we're going to do then is use these 3. The Ingenuity Helicarrier to reduce cost, and use Aunt May to play Swing Web Kick to deal 8 damage. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rhino's at 7. That's gone. That's gone. Let's exhaust Spider-Man to do 2 more, bring him down to 5. And then we're going to hold on to Enhanced Spider Sense and Swing Backflip. Ready everything up. Draw up to 5, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Threat on the main scheme. Rhino's going to attack. I'm just going to take it for 3 plus boost is the activation deals damage to a friendly character, stun this character. So I'm going to discard Backflip. All damage. When you would take any amount of damage from an attack, prevent all of that damage. So I don't take any damage. This boost icon for Sweeping Swoop says if this activation deals damage to a friendly character, stun that character. I took no damage, which means it doesn't activate. Encounter card is going to be Sandman. He comes into play with Tough. And that is it. It's my turn. Can I do 5 damage? No? That sucks. um, well, I think the best thing I can do then is probably use this to play Spider Tracer on Sandman for now, and hold on to Hobie Brown to discard for Spider Sense. And do I clear my Confuse or do I flip over and recover? Let's remove 3 threat. So I'm going to remove the last Snoop counter from this surveillance team, remove 1 from this one, and remove 1 from this one. So remove 3 threat from the main scheme. That way I'm safe. And at this point, I think I'm going to flip over and recover, go to 6. I'm still confused, so I can't thwart. But I think I can have enough here. Alright, so I'm going to ready up, draw back up to 6. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 1 goes on. He's going to thwart for 1 plus boost, nothing. So he gets another 1. So it goes back up to 3. Sandman's going to thwart for 2. When I deck out the encounter deck, the main scheme gets an acceleration. So anytime I add at the beginning of the villain phase, I add an additional 1. So now I have to shuffle up the encounter deck and deal myself a encounter card. I need to just do 5 damage to Rhino, and then that is it. could have attacked him last turn, but I feel like I should at least have some safety net of health. Alright, so we're not drawing any attacks, that's the problem. And I put the Web Warriors in here not realizing Spider-Man didn't have the Web Warrior trait. But I can play this now. So what I'm going to do is reduce the cost of a card by 1 and play Warrior of the Great Web. Now I can finally play my Web Warriors. I'm going to use this double and Overwatch to play Spider-Man Hobie Brown. Oh, I attached to a character, yeah, me. Alright, hold on to these for his turn. I'm going to flip up. I am going to do 3 damage to Rhino, bringing him down to 2. Hobie Brown takes a consequential damage. I think the only thing I can do now, though, is just remove threat. So I'll remove 2 threat from the main scheme using the surveillance teams. They both have 1 counter. So I move 2 threat. That's at 3. And then ready up. Because 2 is going to go on there now. So 2 is going to go back on. Rhino's going to attack. Hobie Brown's going to step in front of it. 3 damage plus 1, so 4 damage, is going to knock out Hobie Brown. But he has an interrupt. When this Spider-Man leaves play, discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. Deal damage to the villain equal to the number of boost icons discarded this way. So I get to discard 3 cards from the top of the encounter deck. 1, 2, 3. And now he has a total of 4 boost counters, which deals 4 damage to Rhino, bringing him to 0. And we've done it. Probably took longer than it should have, but we did it. And I may have made a few mistakes. If I did, please leave a comment down below. And if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, please leave a comment also to see what heroes you would like me to play and what aspects or what villains and encounter sets you would like to see. But until then, thank you very much for watching and have a good day.